Hi everyone, it's been a really long time since I've done a best and worst of, other than my faves and fails at the end of each month, so I thought I would do one for you today and focus on the brand Trinny London. Now, if you are a regular to my channel, you will know that I adore the bones of the brand Trinny London. I think it's revolutionary, that quick, easy, fast-paced makeup on the go. It's really convenient. I just think it is out of this world. However, regardless of that, just like any brand, there are those certain products that I gravitate towards that I think are perfection. They look beautiful on my skin, and there are those other products that I just don't care for. For me, they're not quite there yet. They're not my cup of tea. So we're going to go through the list today. If you're new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload new videos on YouTube every single week. I'm also on Instagram if you fancy checking me out over there. And I'd really appreciate it if before the end of this video, you consider clicking on that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So unlike my faves and fails that I like to start with my fails and get those out of the way and then move on and finish with a bang with my favorites, we're going to mix this video up a little bit and have a mixture of the products that I'm not so keen on and my ultimate favorites. So we're going to start off with something I'm really not that keen on. I can't get these to work for me. So not that long ago, Trinny London brought out an Italic, which is a metallic eyeshadow. And these aren't like their usual formula, which is a really creamy, rich, beautiful formula. These are a lot drier, so more like a powder eyeshadow. I have these in 4 shades. This is the shade Fortuna. Now, in the pan, they look beautiful. Transferred to the fingertip, which is how I would apply these on the go. Glorious, superb, stunning. Then transferring from the fingertip to the lid, I just can't really get these to pay off for me. It sticks to my finger and just doesn't move onto the skin at all. Unless I really, really press down and keep going over and over and over again, I just cannot get these to work from me. And I was putting a lot of pressure on my fingertip and my hand, and there's still lots on my finger. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong here. I assume with it being in one of these pots, it's meant to be used on the go without an eyeshadow brush. I've checked it out with all the shades that I have. And yeah, this one is the shade Minerva. And it's so beautiful. Really stunning in the jar. And stunning when it's transferred onto the fingertip. But once again, I can't really get this to work for me, and it ends up looking quite patchy once it's on. I mean, still lots on the end of my finger. So I don't know if anybody else has had this issue, whether it's just the ones that I have, but do let me know in the comment section. These were a bust for me, and it's really unfortunate because they are so pretty when you look at them on the fingertip. It just didn't work when I transferred it across to the lid. Moving on to a product that I adore. I wouldn't be without this. This is my summer go-to product. I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th bottle. This is the BFF Skin Perfector Cream, and it is divine. It goes on as a milky liquid. It's got a pump, so it's very easy to dispense out on the go, and you massage this into the skin and it changes to your natural skin tone. There are different shades of this, so if you do have a deeper skin tone than mine, you are going to have to go down the deeper route. It's not perfect. It's slightly too warm for my complexion, but during the summer months, I can get away with it. And yeah, I just love it. It gives you that gorgeous, elevated, beautiful, summer radiant glow, and just, oh, it's so beautiful. It really is. Now, the kicker for this product for me, which is why I wouldn't be without it in summer, is that this has an SPF of 30 in here. Now, usually That would annoy me because you all know my thoughts on foundations or skin tints with an SPF in. You're not applying enough to get the SPF. However, with this, you can apply the amount that you need in order to get the SPF without this looking ridiculous on your skin. It's still stunning, which means that throughout the day, if you have this on your skin, you can top this up throughout the day if you're still outside or wanting to increase your SPF protection as the day goes on. So even if I've got a standalone SPF, which I always have on in the summer anyway, this is a great security blanket to have on top. If you have an oily complexion or even a combination skin, you may find that this is slightly too shiny for you as the day goes on. However, this is my dry, dehydrated skin's best friend throughout the summer months. Love it. Talking about summer, I always want that beautiful bronzed look in the summer, and I don't feel like I can get that from Trinny London. This is my bronzer from Trinny London. It's in the shade Genster. It's slightly too yellowy for me. I can get away with this. It's called Golden Glow, and it definitely is a golden glow. It's the shine that I can't really tolerate with this product. It is very lip balm-esque, very, very shiny, very slippy on the skin, and because of that, it doesn't last a massive amount of time on my skin. So unlike all the rest of the products that I felt had great longevity, this was just a little bit of a letdown for me. I would like to see them bring out some different shades, maybe some cooler tone shades, but in the same consistency as their Flush Blush. Now this is in the shade Wigs. It's one of my personal favorites. I love it. But the consistency of this is much, it's still a cream, but it's more silicone and it's nowhere near as shiny, and this has serious staying power. So I'll show you them side by side and you can really see the shine on the bronzer. I mean, the shine on the bronzer is just immense, and it's, you know, it's got that slip to it that I just don't like. Some people are going to love it, and I'm sure they do because they're still selling it. So there's going to be a market for it. It's just not me. Okay, let's talk skin coverage. So foundations, skin tints, that sort of thing. There are a few to choose from, not all of them are my personal preference, but they are all beautiful and they get the job done. The first one comes in a little pot and it's called Just a Touch. This is the one that you would use on the go, and I would definitely use this. In fact, it's the one that I was going to take to Disney back in 2020 when we had a holiday booked. These were the products that I was going to take away from me because we were going to be in the park all day and then go out for a meal at a restaurant in the evening, and I just want to add a bit of polish to my daytime look, which would have literally been my BFF and my normal standalone SPF. I wouldn't have even had any mascara on, any blush, anything like that. I would have just had SPF and the Skin Perfector on my skin. So the Just a Touch would have been perfection. I could have just gone into one of the bathrooms and zhuzhed myself up a little bit, added a bit of polish, and I'd have been good to go for an evening meal. So that's what I would use that for. A lot of people, the Just a Touch is their go-to product. It's not personally mine. I prefer the two skin tints that Trinny London came out with. Now, I thought the BFF Serum De-Stress was going to be my ultimate favourite for such a long time. And then Trinny brought out the Rebalance Tinted Serum. This is just perfection on my skin. I have this one on today. Now, the reason I prefer this over this one is slightly more glowy and radiant. This one is more of a natural matte, and this one is far more flattering on my skin and lasts an incredibly long amount of time throughout the day, even if I'm out in the sun. So This is my personal favorite. I feel it has the longevity, the look on my skin is beautiful, and it's hydrating, it's nourishing, but not overly nourishing that it looks super, super shiny at the end of the day. I really love it. It feels weightless, it covers, but not too much. I would say this gives anything from a sheer, and you can build this up to medium coverage if you want to. I like a medium light coverage, but you can easily customize this depending on what you're wanting every single day. So I just adore it. Moving on to concealer. This is another product that I adore and recommend to everybody. I'm not gonna lie, I wish it had the slightest bit more coverage because the coverage is weak. You can build it up, but I wish you didn't have to. It could just use a bit of a kick in the coverage department, but it is so beautiful. It's hydrating, and if you apply the right amount, this doesn't crease and it doesn't need powdering underneath the eye either. So again, perfect for on the go. This has been repackaged, which I am so happy about because the consistency of this is really loose, and it used to be in one of the Trinny pots, one of these little bad boys, and yeah, you just got all the product down the ends of your nails, and it was just, oh no. So I didn't use it every day because of that fact. I just cannot abide getting in a mess. Now it's been repackaged into a squeezy tube, and you can squeeze a little bit out onto the back of your hand, or you can use the applicator to squeeze a little bit underneath your eye and then massage it in with the metal applicator, which is very cooling, so can depuff underneath the eye as well. I prefer to use my fingertips because I feel like the warmth of your fingers really helps this to penetrate into the skin, become one with the skin, and really smooth everything out under there. Now, because this is a serum, this is also really hydrating and nourishing. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Like I said, just wish it had a little bit more coverage. If you are going away, like I was going away to Disney, you can get a little free pot and dispense a bit into the pot to take with you, but you are going to have that issue of getting it down your nails. Moving on to another product that I love. Now, these are so quick, easy to use. These are the best cream shadows that I think I've ever tried, and I've tried a lot. Usually, they're quite difficult to work with. You have to move very, very fast before they set down. These, you don't have to do that, but as you can see, these also don't crease in my eyelids, so bonus. These are the eye to eye, and I have 3 of these. I've got the shade Fortitude, which, by the way, if you have green eyes, you need to get this shade because it has a reddy undertone to it, and it's just the most beautiful shade. Don't get scared by the swatch here because it is quite reddy, but blended out, it goes to a lovely, rich brown shade. But because of that red metallic undertone, it really brings out the green in your eyes. Opposite end of the colour wheel, green and red. If you really want to make your eyes look greener, this is definitely the shade to try. The 2 shades that I have on my eyes today, I've got Truth, which is a matte, rich brown, and then I've topped it off just on the lid with the shade Mystery, which has a metallic sheen and is much cooler toned. So both together really complement each other and just create the most beautiful, easy look. Probably took me a minute, maybe a minute and a half to do both eyes. So quick, so easy, and yeah, they just don't budge. Moving on to another product that I personally don't like and I don't wear. I don't like the shade, but I also don't like the consistency. Very, very similar to the bronzer consistency. It's quite slippy and oily and greasy. And also the shade is just way too cool toned and grey for me. This is supposed to be a contour shade, so it is supposed to be cool tone, but this is taking it to the next level. So yeah, it's just not for me. I wish this was more of a taupey brown shade. That way I would feel like I could use it on my forehead for a contour as well as underneath my cheekbone, but this is a bit of a one-trick pony, and I don't like the consistency. So again, I wish they would change this to the consistency of the Flush Blush, which is a much drier, less greasy formula, and just, you know, change the shade up a little bit. It's been a while since I've had this, so maybe they've changed the shade already and I've just not had a look and done my research. Now, I've just mentioned Flush Blush. Wigs is my personal favourite shade in that collection. It is just positively divine on my skin. But let's talk about lip to cheek, because these are just multi-dimensional. They are just so convenient to have in your handbag. You can apply these to your lips, you can apply them to your cheeks as a bit of blush. This is the shade Sherrin, which I have on today and I adore. It just adds a bit of warmth. So because I'm not really that keen on the Trinny bronzer shade that I have, I use this as a blush, but it also doubles up as my bronzer as well. It gives me that hint of summery warmth because this is a warm tone shade, and quite a deep warm tone shade for a blush as well. Even though blended out, it looks stunning and really quite sheer on the cheek. So you can build this up to be really quite va-va-va-voom on the cheek if you want to, or you can have it really quite sheer like I've got today. But again, you can apply this to the lips also, and it's stunning. Now, on the lips, I don't feel like this lasts an incredibly long amount of time. I do feel like I'm constantly having to apply this throughout the day, so it's not overly long lasting. On the cheek, however, I feel this has great longevity. So that's just something to bear in mind, but this is my personal favourite. I love it. Now, not so long ago, Trinny brought out the Sheer Shimmer collection. I have this in 3 or 4 different shades, and I am not knocking it. They are lovely. Again, they have that slip to them, that slight oily finish, but you don't mind that when you're applying them to your lips. They feel really hydrating and nourishing, but at the end of the day, it's a lip balm, and it's a lip balm that you could get a lot more affordably elsewhere. So although this is lovely, adds a sheen to the lip that's really glossy, it doesn't last as long as some of my other lip glosses that cost a fraction of the price. So for me, unless you're wanting to purposefully have everything the same and add to your stack for that level of convenience, because believe me, these are so convenient. You can have these stacked in your handbag. You never lose anything. The amount of products that I have lost in my handbag and then found months later, I've lost count. You don't lose anything with these. They are super, super convenient. But unless you're wanting everything to be the same, I just find it more cost effective, and actually I get more longevity out of my normal generic tinted lip balm. Moving on to another favourite of mine in the collection, The Right Light. This is the shade Starlight, and it is the Trinny highlighter for fair skin. This is so lovely. And it's not greasy or oily either. I wish a lot of the other products would have this consistency. It is beautiful. It's not got glitter in it. It's just that iridescent, beautiful sheen on the surface. Now, I don't generally reach for this for the main reason that I find the Trinny London products glowy enough. I don't feel I have to add an added highlighter on the top. But as you can see, it's stunning, isn't it? It really is. It's that level of subtlety that is so elegant, understated, and pretty on the cheek. I really ought to use this more often. Now I've just put it on my cheek, I just thought, why have I not got this on everywhere today? It's so nice. Okay, final product in this video. I've been umming and ahhing whether to actually put this in there or not. I didn't really want to finish on a negative, but I feel like maybe I should. This, some people are going to love. I personally don't. And that's not because it's not a great product. It's just because I don't use products like this. This is the Lash to Brow. On one end, it has a fiber brow gel. On the other end, it has a mascara. Now, I thought I wouldn't like the brow fiber gel because usually I don't style my brows that way. However, that's the end that I actually really quite enjoyed, even though I won't use it because, like I've just said, I don't style my brows using a fiber gel. If you do, the fiber gel brow end is amazing. It is lovely. I've gone for the shade Chestnut. It's the mascara that I thought I would love, and actually I don't like it. So it's great if you just want to add the tiniest lick of mascara. It clings to the lashes, it adds a little bit of length, but if you try and build it up, it goes a little sticky and it goes a little bobbly, and it's that I just don't like because I like my lashes to look volumized and lengthened. This doesn't volumize unless you build it up, and once you build it up, like I've said, it goes a little bobbly, which I just no. It's just a big no for me. So because I wouldn't generally use the brow gel, this is a bust for me because the end that I would use I don't particularly like. So if you love a brow gel that has fibers in which are going to thicken your brows, make them look a lot fuller, and you also only like to add one coat of mascara, you don't really like that volumized look but you do like it to be lengthened and add colour to your lashes, then you may absolutely love this, hands down. It's not for me. So that's it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know what you've thought about it in the comments section below, as well as sharing your thoughts and feelings on all of the featured products within this video today. Are some of the products that weren't my personal favourites your personal favourites? Have you tried some of the products that were my favourites and you didn't get on with them? Do let everybody know your thoughts and experiences, and I really hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.